the Jazz as the road team for today's Western Conference matchup. The Timberwolves looking to make the most out of their home court advantage here at the Target Center in downtown Minneapolis. It's the NBA, and it's live right here on 2K Sports. Along with Steve Smith and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. And our friend on the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge, who we'll be hearing from shortly. The starters for the Utah Jazz. Hayward and Favors holding down those forward spots. Hill pairs up with Hood in the backcourt, and it's Gobert in at the 5 down low. And that'll be Utah as it goes out of bounds. Jazz retain possession. Something that has really helped the Wolves in their rebuild has been having a veteran presence on the roster, Greg, to show the young stars how to properly approach the game.
Yeah, and the biggest is future Hall of Famer Kevin Garnett as far as teaching those youngsters. Lets them know what it takes to be not only successful, but to be a consummate pro in the NBA.
Gets the three-pointer to fall.
The three-point stroke of Gordon Hayward is so sweet, one of his favorite shots to take.
Garnett kicks to Wiggins. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Wiggins has got his first points in this one. Outside Hill. They double him with Wiggins. Tipped away. Towns with the steal. And Levine, here we go. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert. The Timberwolves shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
And look back a season ago. They did a solid job at the line, about 79% of their free throws.
And the Jazz staking their identity at the defensive end of the floor. Great size in the middle.
Yes, indeed. We talk about small ball. Well, the Jazz, they play big. With Rudy Gobert and Derek Favors in the front line, they make it awfully tough to score in the paint.
Now, here is Hill. Stolen by Levine. By himself. Look at that jam.
Nice.
I mean, just beautiful.
I totally agree.
Excellent work there in transition.
He doesn't give the defense any time to set up. He just goes extremely hard to the bucket.
And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play. Count that one.
Hood is great at getting into the paint, using that high release point of his to get his shot off.
For Minnesota, they've gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. Here's Levine. And there are the Timberwolves with another bucket.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
Ball's knocked loose. Inside. And it's out of bounds. And they say last touch by Garnett.
Yeah, that's a super defensive play. If that gets through, no doubt they score.
Absolutely. Prevented an easy bucket. Fantastic D.
Dante Exum, he's checked in for Utah. Now, here's Exum. Gobert. And that comes off the assist by Exum.
And for his career, Gobert has averaged better than 50% from the field. An efficient scorer in the post.
And Zach Levine gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
56 seconds left here in the first quarter. Hood kicks to Exum. They get a hand on it. Stolen by Levine. And the layup's good off the glass. Levine's got 11 points.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
Minnesota on D. 6-point game. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession.
That would have been a good time to just keep it simple. No need to rush that pass.
Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
And Dante Exum picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
And that'll make a pair of turnovers for him in just the last few minutes. So he's got to be a little bit more deliberate with the ball out there.
Now here's Levine. 13 points in the game. Now here's Exum. He dishes it to Gobert. Now here's Exum. He's tightly guarded. 4 seconds left. And the layup is good.
And with those long arms, it's very difficult to defend Dante Exum when he's taking it to the bucket.
Here's Dunn. No good on that last second attempt there. And we reached the end of the first quarter. The Timberwolves on top, up by 6. And we'll go far from the Timberwolves.
Well, they've dictated tempo with their defense and been able to force some turnover.
They've been super aggressive on that end, and they've been rewarded for it so far. Let's see if they'll be able to maintain this for the rest of the game.
Taking a look at the Jazz. Burks the off guard with Hayward at the 3. Files out there with Favors, and it's Exum in at the point. Well, with Exum and Hood, the Jazz have the option to play a huge lineup with their shortest player, Exum, standing 6'6" at that point guard position. Steve, how does their size create problems for teams?
Well, it could be a nightmare because you have guys with length, height, they can deflect shots, and they're able to switch. That's what this league is coming down to. Multiple defenders that can switch and play multiple positions.
Out that one in, and the Timberwolves lead is cut down to 8 on the bucket from Favors. And we're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. Levine inside the three-point line. Offensive rebound. Tries again. And stolen by Favors. Stolen by Levine. And the jam by Levine.
Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slant.
Great sequence for them defensively and offensively.
Terrific defensive instincts to come away with that one, and he showed no hesitation in how he completed that transition opportunity.
Well, as a former player, Smitty, you know just how much effort it takes on a nightly basis to succeed, and who in the NBA do you see that has the best motor, the highest competitive value, night in and night out, always hustling?
Russell Westbrook is one of those guys. His motor never turns off. Draymond Green, those guys love to come out and compete. Chris Paul is another guy. You can see the passion in those guys, their mind working while they're on the floor at all times.
Andrew Wiggins checked in for Minnesota. Dunn comes in for Ricky Rubio. Garnett, good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Tipped away. And it's out of bounds to the Jazz as Utah retains possession. Johnson, he's checked in for Trey Lyles. 1:22 left to play here in the second quarter. The shot by Hayward, wide open. Good, the assist goes to Hill. 6 points for Gordon Hayward.
Nice dime to the open man. George Hill, more of a combo guard, making things happen right there.
Levine, good.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
To the inside, here's Johnson. Nice pass, led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Levine passes to Garnett. From downtown, Levine can't hit.
And after hitting only 1 3 in the first quarter, he has none here in the second.
Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. A shot by Burks, nobody around. And Utah, another 3.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Here's Towns, and again it's Minnesota converting. 24 seconds left in the first half of basketball. And stolen by Dunn. Here's Wiggins, kept alive, Minnesota. Chalk up 2 there.
And the length of Dunn really annoys the opposition. So good at sticking his hands in passing lanes and coming away with steals.
Poked away. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Wiggins. Minutes of action so far in the second quarter. Stolen by Levine. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
And he beats the buzzer to end the quarter.
No panic at all when the shot clock is ticking down. Handled it just like any other shot.
The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. Timberwolves lead by 12. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Zach, you guys have been able to get going offensively. What is the focus at that end of the floor?
Got to run them. We got one of the most athletic teams, so, we got to get out, use athleticism, execute, and, just continue to make shots.
Hands can't hit what their eyes can't see. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
It's the shots for himself in that first half, and he knew when to pass it up when the double team came.
Just awesome on-court awareness, knowing when to take it to the hole as well as dish it out. That's why he is such a crucial member to this team.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. On the court for Minnesota, a high-flying pair of Levine and Wiggins at the 2 and the 3. Karl Anthony Towns is out there with Garnett, and it's done in at the point. Timbers leading by 9.
And George Hill, really, for me, an interesting case study, if you will. Always an unselfish player, always been careful in terms of shot selection and smart on the floor. But with Paul George missing time 2 seasons ago, Hill really stepped up his role and didn't miss a beat. I think he can do even more offensively. He's one of those guys that I think doesn't really realize just how good he is. Maybe he does this season. And there it is again. They get careless with the basketball, and immediately it costs them.
Jazz trail by 14. .152 left to play here in the third. Knocked away. And Levine, here we go. Garnett kicks to Dunn. Trying his luck deep. The second effort. And Garnett puts it in. Garnett's got 4 points in the quarter.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Favors can't get it to go. And for Hill, even as his shots per game have increased.
Oh, no, he didn't.
And watch out, you don't bring the whole basket down on top of you, young fella.
I don't think he ever wanted to let go of the rim. And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play. And the Jazz call time here.
And if you're a Timberwolves fan, you have got to be ecstatic about the future of this team. I mean, as good a young talent as we have in our league, good cap space flexibility, and just a lot of positives moving forward.
Minnesota making some changes. Gorgie Dangs checked in for Garnett. Muhammad comes in for Levine, and Ricky Rubio subbed in for Dunn. Dante Exum, he's checked in for the Jazz.
Favors can really hurt you from inside the paint. If he gets the ball in a good spot, he has the size and length needed to bury the shot.
And those reasons you mentioned for the Timberwolves are why some see this team developing into a powerhouse, maybe in the near future.
Yeah, and for a franchise that has been near the bottom for so long, having hope like this is a good thing. Nobody can question the love Minnesota has for their team. Have yet to win a title, but this could be the core that someday does it all.
Here's Wiggins. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Wiggins has got 6.
Outstanding job looking for his teammate and connecting with him with a flawless pass. He delivered that pass right on the spot to his teammate who was on the move.
Three-pointer. Doesn't get it to drop for him. The Jazz go the other way with it. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Hayward kicks to Hood. From 12 feet out. Here's Favors. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Love the gritty work inside from Favors. When he's down there, it makes the defense very nervous.
This is his first free throw of the game.
And just a shade over 70% from the line a season ago. That's an area I'm sure he wants to improve.
That one drops for him. Levine's got 26.
He's been on target all night, and that's helped the whole team.
Knocks it loose. Stolen by Levine. With 4 seconds on the clock, he lays it in. And the Timberwolves lead by 20.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books to get caught up in their own heads.
I mean, great point. There's no value in dwelling on each mistake. Learn what you can, then forget about it. Move on.
And we're getting underway here in the 4th quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. And Utah looking at who they've got to start the 4th quarter. Exum and Hood are the 1 and the 2. Johnson is out there with Lyles, and it's Ingles in at the 3, the small forward. And nowadays we see a lot less players who stay on one team for their entire career. Smitty, you played for 6 different teams in your career. Would you have rather stayed in just one spot?
No, I think when I look at it, when I look back at my career, at first at the time, Kevin, a little upset moving around, but the experience I got and to win a championship, I got a chance to move from organization to organization, meet so many different people. I like the change. My wife didn't like it.
I was just going to say, how'd your family react to all that?
Well, the one thing about it is my kids weren't old enough to change. They weren't in school yet, so that helped.
Huge.
My wife, I got to give her a lot of credit. She did a good job of being the champion at home while I was gone.
Do you know what they say? Behind every successful man is a surprised wife. You and I are lucky in that regard, aren't we?
Yes, indeed.
Levine for 3 at balls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. 31 points for Zach Levine.
And from an offensive standpoint, they have just been stellar.
No doubt. They've been the ones dictating the tempo.
1:44 left to play here in the 4th.
Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and offensively.
Terrific defensive instincts to come away with that one, and he showed no hesitation in how he completed that transition opportunity.
Poke loose. And now Minnesota on the fast break.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Minnesota.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today. I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant. Wow. We are going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Greg. That was special. That was really special. Back the pass to Lyles. The feed to Burks. And that'll be Utah as it goes out of bounds. Jazz retain possession. Johnson, he's checked in for Utah. There's 57 seconds left in the game. Another miss by Utah. Timberwolves have gotten it done so far from the field here in the 4th, going 6 for 7. Got it. Nice one there from Levine.
Just look at how quickly the lead has grown here over the last few possessions.
I mean, the game is in hand, but they're still running their offense, and they're just plain and simple, still making shots.
And that's just a little more for these fans to cheer about as they get ready to celebrate a W.
They're already celebrating. People are walking to the door, smiles. This one is over.
The Jazz making a switch here. Exum's checked in. .34 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. And that's an intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Towns with the steal.
Such a risky pass to make. I mean, for the reason we just saw, the D has too much time to get in position.
Nailed from three-point land. It's been several possessions since they've converted.
And they've got to find a way to change that.
Now the dish to Diaw. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
All the officials are all over that one.
And that one falls for Diaw. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Levine against Burks, and Zach Levine gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
Exum with it. Johnson right side. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession.
That would have been a good time to just keep it simple. No need to rush that pass.
Done. Misses there. And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.